What's going on, man? What is going on? So, the game is over. Yikes, man. Yikes. Hmm. This was another one of those heart attack games, man. Um, uh, Let me start off by saying that um, hats off to these boys, man, because uh, they could have easily threw in the towel. This game was pretty much over with in the third quarter. Uh, and the way that Atlanta fought back, man, let's take this quarter by quarter, man. First quarter, again, wasn't impressed. We had a good drive, first drive, took a sack. Koo missed a field goal, which might have been paramount looking at the grand scheme of things. And then we just got outplayed, man. For three quarters, we got outplayed, bro. And then we started making plays and almost turned the tide, man. This is a game of runs, man. This is a momentum based game. We picked Matthew Stafford off, I think, twice. Made Cooper Cup fumble at one point, man. Cooper Cup was unstoppable. And Dean Pease, again, bruh. Oh, your defense is looking very, very pedestrian at times in games. It was absolutely awful in the fourth quarter of last week. And in this game, I mean, the Rams punted for the first time in the fourth quarter. Like there were plays where I mean they had two or three guys open, bro. That has to get addressed, man. Um Arthur Smith, couple of suspect play calls, man. Uh but even with that being said and done, man, you took the Super Bowl champions to the limit to where they had to actually they took a safety just just so they can run time off the clock, man, because they were like, hey, listen, we ain't taking this L, not at home. What's going on, Gerard? Uh, Defense plays like crap, and our play calling is suspect. What's going on, Terrence? He says Pitts needs to be involved. I think Pitts is going to get involved. I think what I really don't, what's really starting to irritate me is all this motion in the offense. Uh, I mean, there was just way too much motion in the first half. And then when they kind of limited it in the second half, they were actually able to drive the ball. Uh Drake London is going to be a beast. This guy is going to be an absolute beast. Uh Man, I'm impressed with this kid, man. And hopefully he ain't going to go the way of Calvin Ridley. Because even though Calvin Ridley went off the reservation, I still think that Calvin Ridley was one of the best route runners in the NFL. The way Calvin Ridley was able to just get himself open with just pure route running was always incredible to me. But Drake London is going to be an absolute stud. Cordell Patterson didn't have the type of game that he had in week one. I mean, and that's okay. I don't expect Cordell Patterson to go for 120 yards rushing every single game. They pretty much kept him in check for the most part. Damian Williams being out. Algier looked good in spots. Marcus Mariota, man. Listen, I like Mariota. I like Mariota. I really, really do, bro. But he's high pointing this ball. The interception to Jalen Ramsey, if oh my goodness, if that ball would have been a little lower, that would have been a tug. That would have been a tug. That would have been a TD. But he high pointed Drake London a couple of times on two plays. He high pointed Drake London. One would have been a first down. Actually, both of them would have been first downs. But he's high pointing the ball. when a guy is 6'4" and he can't catch your ball, man, you're throwing it too high. So I feel like they might give. I don't think Marcus Mariota is going to play the whole season. Uh, I like what I saw from Ritter in the preseason, and I think Ritter throws a better ball than Marcus Mariota. Uh, Ritter can run. He can do the same thing Mariota can do with his feet, but I like him better as a thrower. And decision making. But granted, all that being said, Atlanta was literally right there at the doorstep to steal this game. Um, so man, I'm not gonna be one of these guys just super duper frustrated. Man, listen, we knew coming into this season what it was gonna be. Um, so we just have to take it like that, man. I mean, the team fought, and I'm gonna give them credit for that. They fought. We don't have, household names or guys that are on commercials on our team. And they came out there and they played their ass off and almost snuck out of there with one. It's been a while since I've seen a team take a safety just to take time off the clock, bro. Just hey, listen, we can't give these guys no more time. So, but anyway, what this is showing me, the first week was a heartbreaker because up 16, we should have won that. But these are two close games though. We should have won in week 1 and we almost could have took this one in week 2. So it seems like they're learning how to win with this team. And both games have been competitive for the most part. What's going on, Epic? What's happening, family? Um but man, I'm proud of the way these boys played, man. You're going to have a lot of people, big mad cuz we got down. Hey man, look at Miami. Miami, Miami, the Miami Baltimore game looked like it was about to be out of control, and then Miami came back and won in OT. So you never know how these games are going to swing, man. But we have Seattle next. Uh, what happened to both of our lines? Well, uh, good question. The defense looked awful. I'm just gonna call spade a spade. Defense looked awful pretty much the entire game. But they did pick Stafford off twice. Special teams got a huge, huge play that went for a touchdown that we desperately needed. These guys play, man. I believe Arthur Smith when he says, he's getting these guys ready to play because they could have folded, man. They could when that score. I mean, it happened to be 28-3. Yeah, you know. But we could have folded. That team showed a lot of fight, man. Um, and a team that Vegas has given 2 games this season to win, we win it next week. I believe we beating Seattle. I believe we're beating Seattle. Um, because when you look at the 2 teams that we've played thus far, we've lost to them, but they're arguably a lot better than Seattle. Um, so, and we were up 16 on one of these teams, and the other team was the Super Bowl champions, and we played them on the road. So I don't see anything in Seattle that really threatens me. Their running game, I think Penny's the guy over there now. DK Metcalf, they're probably going to have to put the clamps on him. But yeah, there's nothing intimidating about Seattle. Even though they got the win over Denver, I think there was a lot more involved in that. And Denver had multiple times to win that game. Multiple. And they couldn't make the plays. So Arthur Smith's calling high school trash plays. I think he's got a quarterback that he's comfortable with. So as far as like mobility, all that other stuff, I think he's comfortable with him. I think Atlanta's they're trying to find a way to win. And when you look at the overhaul on this team over the last 2 years, man, Julio Jones, no longer here, who's already hurt. Julio Jones played one game, bruh. One game. And he ain't suiting up for week 2. So I'm going to touch on the subject when it comes to Mariota. You look at the play calling, it's completely different than it was last year. And one of the reasons it's different is because Matt Ryan couldn't do any of this. So I've been keeping tabs on Matt Ryan, bro, because I used to be in this group once upon a time ago, and I used to be criticized and scrutinized for being a Matt Ryan hater, bro. Could you believe that? A Matt Ryan hater. People call me that, bro. Oh, you just mad. You know, Matt Ryan putting up these numbers. Matt Ryan's our QB. He gonna go down into the Hall of Fame and all this other stuff, right, bro? So I just been sitting back. I ain't said nothing. But the Colts, let me pull this up real quick. Colts fans have already clocked out on Matt Ryan. Now, I said this was our problem last year. Arthur Smith can't call the plays that he wanted to with Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan's a statue. Right? So the Colts tied with the Houston Texans last week. Right? They lost to the Jaguars. I think it was like 24-0, bro. 24-0. Matt Ryan threw, I think, 3 picks. 3? They already called him washed. They already calling your boy washed. But see, when I mentioned this last year, I was a hater. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You don't know football. That's why they paying him the big bucks, because you don't know what the hell you talking about. Okay. So when we look at, first of all, Matt Ryan's numbers were awful. I've been saying this for years. You can put the backup in, and he put the same numbers Matt Ryan would have put up. Nah, you crazy. You crazy. Bruh. Marcus Mariota had better numbers today than Matt Ryan did. Now, let's call a spade a spade. Matt Ryan was without some people today, right? But Matt Ryan, 16-30, 195 yards, 3 interceptions, 34. His passer rating was a 34. Sacked 5 times. So some of these people were starting to blame the O-line. But yeah. Now you still have some people coming out. We went from having a Hall of Famer in Matt Ryan to watching Marcus Mariota cost us a 2-0 start. Again, Marcus Mariota wasn't the reason why we're 0-2. The first game was clearly on the trash ass defensive play calling and offensive play calling. But in this game, I mean, it was, you can't blame Marcus Mariota if the defense can't stop nobody. So that's neither here nor there, man. I'm proud of these boys today. I told people, last year, man, don't stress yourself out about this year, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Man, I started playing a game on my phone when it was like 21. It was like 21-3. I started playing a game on my phone. I'm like, hey, bro, they ain't about to stress me out. I know what we have this year. This is not the year that we need to start demanding stuff from this team. You know what the year was last year, year before that, when we were paying a quarterback damn near $200 million or $150 million. I think Matt Ryan re-upped on us twice, bro. The time when we were supposed to demand something is when we had Julio Jones, who at the time we had him was arguably still one of the best wide receivers in the game. Man, then fell off a cliff. Hammy's just falling off the bone. They done absolutely betrayed him. I've never seen somebody's hammies betray him so quickly than I've seen with Julio Jones. That man played 1 week, bruh. 1 week. And then gym closed the second week. That man went to Tennessee and got cut, bruh. And then stayed out there until Tom Brady gave him the call. That's when we were supposed to be demanding greatness from this team. Not now. Team clearly in a rebuild, bro. And then when you look at the fact that we're still paying for those contracts with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, um, we didn't have really any money to shop for guys this year. We haven't had money to shop for guys for a while. So, man, kick back, relax this season, man. If the Falcons win 5 games, great. If they win 7, they overachieved in my eyes. But I think we're getting this dub against Seattle next week. I think we're getting that dub. Because I'm impressed with what I'm seeing right now with this team. I'm looking at, we already know what Kyle Pitts is. We already know what he is. Straight dog. Straight beast. But this boy I'm seeing in Drake London, bruh. Cordell Patterson gonna be there. Next year is when we can start looking at this team like, y'all better be doing something. When that money clears, that Matt Ryan money clears and gets out the way, then that's when I'm gonna be looking at them like, okay, fine, no, I'm looking at you, bruh. I'm looking at you now. What we doing? But this year, man, chill, relax, kick up, enjoy football. Yeah, we lost. But I'd be damned if I didn't admire the fight in this team, bruh. Oh, them Rams fans, they were nervous. Imagine that. A team going through a rebuild and y'all nervous. Y'all the Super Bowl champs. Y'all taking safeties just to get up out of there. Y'all had a lead cruising, everybody sitting on the bench, smiling, dapping each other up. Then with 2 minutes left to go, you see Rams players over there with their helmets taking knees, nervous for a team that was projected to win 2 games this entire year, according to Vegas. That's impressive enough for me. And seeing how I think this team gonna get better. Teams just got to learn how to win. We've had that issue probably since 2016. We just have to learn how to win games. You see the talent there. Even now, this roster got talent, bro. So my adjustment, man, I'm talking to Mariota. Hey, quit high pointing the ball, bro. Quit high pointing the ball. I'd show him these plays that he missed. I mean, just straight wide open first downs because he threw the ball too high. That touchdown, he threw it way too high. Jalen Ramsey just basically jumped over the guy. And it was an easy pick because it was already up there. You know, no need to get in his face and, hey man, listen, just lower it a little bit. I mean, you probably only gonna play 7 games anyway. Then I'm gonna put Desmond Ridder in there, but Colts fans already ready for Matt Ryan to go. Oh yeah, man, I saw the tweets. Oh, I saw the tweets, man. Oh, they was giving Matt Ryan at work. Because the Colts have arguably lost to 2 of the worst teams from last year. from last year, bro. But hey, man, um, it is what it is. Falcons fans. But I've kept tabs on the Colts, though. I've kept tabs on Matt Ryan just to see if it wasn't it. Hey, man, if I was lying about it, you know what I mean? If Matt Ryan wasn't cooked 2 years ago, like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Let me hold on. Let me keep tabs on him, because who knows? He got that beast in the backfield. All I've heard is he's got a better O line, overall better team. That's all I heard. The last time I checked, they put up 0 points against Jacksonville. 0. With the Hall of Fame quarterback. Man out there throwing picks like a Black Panther party convention. That's why I wanted to move on from this guy. I didn't care who we got. Marcus Mariota, and listen, my eyes are not deceiving me. In the 2 games that have been played, Marcus Mariota has outplayed Matt Ryan. This is in a Falcons jersey. So this is why moving on sometimes is the best thing. Sometimes you got to take a forgetful season to get to greener pastures. Because let me let y'all in on a little secret. If Matt Ryan was our quarterback, right now, we'd still be 0-2. We'd probably be losing these games in worse shape, bruh. Matt Ryan is not rushing for 48 yards. The last play of the game, now Marcus Mariota took a sack fumble, Rams recover, game's over with. Matt Ryan is not scrambling that long. Bro, I saw a sack today where Matt Ryan literally just fell down. Man, Matt Ryan just said, "Man, the hell with it. I'm down, bro." he ain't even he ain't even want to work, bro. He just fell down. Hey man, I'm done. And it's sad, and I don't want to be one of the guys that say, "Man, I told you so." But bruh. So yeah, we're 0-2. But I can take this 0-2 though. What I can't take is being 0-5 with a guy that you're paying $150 million to. That's what I couldn't take. Being 0-2 with a journeyman quarterback who in about half a season, he probably gonna end up. Hey, I'm not wishing this on Marcus Mariota. I'm just saying he's got a history of being injured. But the minute Desmond Ridder gets in there, Marcus Mariota is back to being a backup. I'd rather take 0-2 from that. Because there really ain't a lot of expectations there. You know what I mean? And plus, this is a chill season. Anybody losing their mind about this season right now, man, listen. Stop. I don't know the delusional Falcons fans, because there are some out there. I don't know any Falcons fan that was talking Super Bowl this year. Hey, man, hey, listen. We gonna shock the world, dog. See, a lot of people gave up on Marcus Mariota. Man, Marcus Mariota, that dude, bro. He that dude. Arthur Smith gonna get us to the Super Bowl this year. Said nobody. Ever. This year. Hey, man, that defense, man, listen, bro. This defense, man, listen. We drafted 2 pass rushers, bro. Dean Pease got what he wanted. Super Bowl this year, man. Super Bowl bust this year. Said nobody. Cat's barely talking playoffs right now. Cat's talking 7 games. That's the ceiling. Cat's barely talking playoffs this year, bruh. So for me, Epic says it's just MF's tired of losing. Hey man, I get that. I get that. Got to put on your big boy pants this year because it was expected this year. It's not like we came into this season with the Bills roster where you got a certified stud as a quarterback. You got a certified defense. If we were coming in with that, then yeah. But man, we ain't know what our defense was going to look like. We had no idea what our offense was going to look like because we ain't seen a quarterback that can run in 14 years. We used to guys that missed the bus. We're used to guys that can't chase the bus. Now we got guys back there that can actually run and catch the bus. Mariota, Desmond Ridder. Matt Ryan ain't running to catch no bus, bro. He's just going to sit and wait for the next one. We might get top picks. That might be a good thing too going into next season. And mind you, we still got Calvin Ridley on our roster. So that's another potential, trade. Well, not potential trade piece. That boy up out of here. I'm talking potential. Like if we go have him on the roster, yeah, we got a trade piece in Calvin Ridley going into next year. I know some people talking about, man, ain't nobody gonna pick up Calvin Ridley, bro. Watch. Calvin might not be all there in the head, man, but he is a damn good wide receiver. And somebody will take a chance on him. Man, listen, if multiple teams took chances on Antonio Brown, where Antonio Brown running around calling the owners of teams crackers. Man, Antonio Brown was wilding out, bruh. So Calvin Ridley get another shot. That's another trade piece. That may be a 3rd rounder, something like that we pick up along the way. But I'm impressed. I'm proud of these boys today, man. These boys went out there and these boys played a hell of a game. They made it exciting. This is a loss I can take. I can't take being up 16 and wetting the bed in the 4th quarter. That's the one I can't take. I've read somewhere, man, somebody described it perfectly. They said, man, it's not that we lose. It's how we lose. It's the emotional violence that the Falcons continue to give us. I was like, that was perfectly put. Last week was you can't take that L. This week, I'm like, man, these boys fall back. Super Bowl champions coming off of getting their brains beat in the previous Thursday. Oh, they was straight ass Thursday night football, bro. The Bills came in, just walked the dog on them, bro, and bounced up out of there with the dub. So, yeah, man, listen, I don't agree with Sean Payton on a lot of things, but I agree with him with this situation. Hey, man, you don't want to be the team that plays them after that type of loss. And it's true. It reminds me of, not entirely, but the similarity is when New Orleans had opened up the dome after Katrina. The first game that they played in Katrina after Katrina was us. I knew walking into that game we were losing, bro. I knew walking in we didn't stand a chance. The whole world was against us. Everybody was on New Orleans side. I knew we were losing that game, and we lost severely. What's going on, Swirl? He says another year or two we'll have a winning team, and yeah, I can take this loss too. Yeah, I think next year we got some good pieces right now, man, and we got pieces that are not going to break the bank when it comes time to re up. Kyle Pitts is not going to break the bank just because he's a tight end. He's not getting no 150, 160. Well, he's tight end anyway, but he ain't getting no $100 million deal. Drake London, man, it's 2 years before you even start talking about negotiating with him. But he's going to be a stud. Cordell Patterson want to be here, man. And we already got him sold up for, I think, 2 years? Desmond Ritter, we got him for at least 4. Offensive line looked impressive. Lindstrom got to stop with these penalties, bro. This second week. Lindstrom, I actually watched Lindstrom draw the penalty before they threw the flag. I'm like, come on, bro. This the second week. Y'all know what they say about offensive linemen. If I don't know your name, that means you're doing a great job. But if I know your name and your number, it might be time to get you up out of there, bro. Now, I'm not talking about Lindstrom. I'm just saying in general. If I know you by name and by number, if the flag is thrown and it shows your number, I already know who you are, bro. You ain't doing your job. Defense definitely didn't do their job at all. They had a couple stops in the fourth quarter, but other than that, they were getting their draws took off. They were straight butt cheeks the first half. Butt cheeks, bro. Kyle Pitts has got to get going. He's going to get going, man, but they're moving coverage over to him. They're not going to let Kyle Pitts go over the top on him. So they're paying close attention to Kyle Pitts. I think what's going to get him going is the fact that Drake London is about to take these teams to task. I mean, I'm looking at this kid run routes. I mean, I'm like, this a rookie, bruh. This a rookie looking this good. So they keep letting your boy saute him. You keep letting London saute some of these defenses. They're going to start moving it over there, and then that's when Kyle Pitts is going to get loose. But it is crazy, though, that Drake London has the same amount of touchdowns as Kyle Pitts does for their career. Miss seeing you on Facebook. Glad you're on YouTube. I'm proud that these boys didn't give up. Yeah, man, listen. I put a lot of time in that group, man. And then I was like, man, it's time to move on, man. But I miss everybody in the group, nonetheless. But yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it on this. This is gonna be a short live, man. Really not a lot super bad to say about this game. You think London will have a good year? Yes. London had a good week last week. And he had an even better week this week. And this was coming off of the fact that I didn't know what was going on with that knee. But apparently he's 100%. I think London is going to have a great season. He's going to see a lot of one-on-ones. And what he's showing me already is he can beat those one-on-ones rather easily. It's that other side, that other receiver position. I'm kind of, Edwards. Zach has got to do a lot better. I'm still high on Zacchaeus. I'm still high on him because I still think, man, he's got a lot of potential. But he got to tap into that quick, man. It's going to end up one of those. It's going to end up an Allison situation where they get him up out of here. When you think we're going to see Ritter, Eldrick Asses, Ask, um, man, if I was the coach, it'd be week 7. It'd be week 7. But I think Arthur Smith is gonna ride with Mariota the entire season, unless Mariota gets hurt. Now, if Mariota gets hurt, then I think Ritter's gonna get in there, and that's just our quarterback moving forward. I was thoroughly impressed with Ritter in the preseason. And I've heard, well, he was playing second and third string guys. I'm like, y'all act like he was throwing to Kyle Pitts. He was throwing the second and third string. Some of these guys didn't even make the team. Some of these guys right now are bagging groceries at Publix or selling real estate somewhere. That's who he was throwing to. Food and beverage guys. He wasn't throwing to London. He wasn't throwing to Pitts. He wasn't throwing to, he wasn't throwing to them. But he was throwing to food and beverage guys. I'm like, hell, you get him these weapons, he might be even better. But I'm super high on Ritter. But I'm not gonna give up on Mariota. I think Mariota had a couple high balls, but other than that, man, I've been satisfied with Mariota these first 2 games. The 3rd and 1 fumble in last week's game, man, I can't put a lot of the onus on because he should have never been in that position. What people want to complain about food and beverage guys, man, most of these guys got cut that Ritter was throwing to. They weren't picked up on practice squads. Some of these guys right now are throwing boxes in the back of a UPS truck. Ain't no knocking that, man. I ain't knocking that at all. I'm just saying. Some of these guys delivered your Amazon packages this week. And you'll probably see them next week. I want to see what the boy looked like with the number ones. Now, it might not happen this year. Hopefully Marcus Mariota stays healthy. But I think Atlanta is on the verge of finding a way to win. And I think once they find that way to win, they'll learn how to duplicate it. Do you think we'll draft a quarterback this year? I wouldn't. Because honestly, there's no need to. Like, if I drafted a quarterback last year, which was Ritter, I want to see what this boy got to do. I want to see what he can do in an offense that I orchestrate. And I think he's meant for this type of offense, man. He's meant for it. And if he gets a chance and he doesn't do the job, you can always go get another one. Sometimes, man, the top flight guys at quarterback, it don't pan out. Look at Trey Lance. But they talking about Trey Lance is probably out for the season right now. We in week 2. Now, y'all remember, they went up in the draft 2 years ago to 3 to get Trey Lance. Trey Lance was somewhat hurt last year. Now they talking about he's probably out for the season this year. And he was picked at number 3. Now, if I'm San Francisco, I'm immediately nervous because players that come in and get injured early, especially at the quarterback position, they do not last long, bro. They don't last long. Ask RG3. Hell, ask Andrew Luck, and Andrew Luck had a good career. Your boy Andrew Luck just, hey, man, listen, I can't do it no more, bro. I can't do it no more. Man, listen. Honestly, San Francisco might be looking at a quarterback next year or the year after that. I bet you they are so glad they kept Jimmy Garoppolo. They are so because if they didn't have Garoppolo on the roster, their season is probably over with right now. And remember, Jimmy's just coming off of what shoulder surgery. So again, man, sometimes getting a top flight quarterback or a top uh drafted quarterback, it don't mean nothing. I think Ritter wants that spot, and I think he's ready, especially in a year like now where it's just basically a throwaway year, man. And no realistic Falcons fan is talking Super Bowl. So, hey, man, I wouldn't stress yourself out about this season at all. Like I said, man, when we got down 21-3, I started playing a game on my phone. Hey, man, y'all ain't gonna stress me. Not on the Lord's Day, bruh. Y'all ain't about to stress me out. No, sir. I had to contain my excitement in the fourth quarter. See, I've been a Falcon fan for a while, so I know how to temper uh expectate. Man, this team almost took me out a couple years ago, man. No lie. So I definitely gotta be uh careful about how I watch these games. My blood pressure can only go up so high. Uh I'm like Bruce Banner. It can't go over 200, bro. I turn into the Hulk up in here. Start smashing stuff. ah. Eldrick says, yeah, he's having season ending surgery tomorrow on his ankle. Yeah, man, that's bad. I feel bad for the kid, man, because um I had high expectations for the kid, especially this year. They drafted him. Honestly, they drafted him to start last year, bro. But he got hurt. And I saw the play he got hurt on. It just seemed like a routine tackle. So I'm like, oh man, this guy brittle now. So that's gonna be on his mind when he does get healthy and he does come back. So there aren't too many quarterbacks that I know off the top of my head that um were injury prone early in their career and went on to have great careers. I can't think of any. Terrence says I'm dropping him in fantasy league. You better because he ain't gonna be. You ain't got no choice. He ain't playing no more. So you got to drop him. Ain't nobody else gonna pick him up. You can rest assured of that. But yeah, man, we got Seattle. Um, let me let me see. Let me look at who Seattle's playing today. Uh, we should win that game though. We should definitely win that game. Uh, oh, we sitting here talking about Trey Lance, bro. We sitting here talking about Trey Lance, and that's who the Seahawks played, and they got beat 27-7. So they came down from that combat high playing Russell Wilson, and they came back to reality 27-7. So uh, we should beat them. I think that's the first win of the season is against the Seahawks. And we would have been, if we beat the Seahawks, we're halfway to what Vegas predicted us to be. So let me see what our schedule is. So we got the Seahawks, then we got the Browns. Browns are looking good. Man, Nick Chubb is just looking absolutely incredible, bruh. I can tell you right now, we got to stop that. We got to stop Nick Chubb by all means necessary. If we even want a shot at beating the Browns, we have to stop that completely. Um, But then after that, we have the Bucks. Yeah, we got a tough first part. Um, and then we have the Niners. Um, then we have the Bengals. Yeah, man. Listen, man, sit back, relax, uh, and enjoy football. Ain't gonna be a lot of high points this year. All right. Ain't gonna be a lot of high points. So I'm literally watching these games like I'm scouting talent. Okay, we gonna keep this guy next year. We gonna keep this guy next year. That guy can go. Like that's how I'm looking at these games. Um, Next year, I think will be the first year where we can actually look and completely evaluate this team, and see things that we have to adjust for. So, with that being said and done, man, I am up out of here. Um, Proud of my boys, man. Y'all should be proud of them too. I know they say there's no moral victories in a loss, but I'll be damned. I'm proud of them nonetheless. So I'll be hollering at you guys probably Friday. We'll jump on here Friday, man. We'll do a preview of uh of our matchup against the Seahawks. We'll watch a couple of videos, man, couple press conferences, uh, break them down, analyze them or whatever. But anyway, man, I appreciate you guys joining me on my live. If you're new to the channel, man, go on ahead and click that subscribe, man. I'm gonna be here every Sunday. After a game, win or lose, I will be on here every Sunday, guaranteed. But I'll definitely be on. I'll be back on here Friday, man. We'll chop it up, talk about talk about the Seattle Seahawks. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and land my plane, and I will holler at y'all. Peace.